we'll jump over to our next speaker, which is Hans. Are you there, Hans?
Yes, I am.
Excellent. And I'm not actually, I know you are there. So if people think I'm guessing, it's not. Good to see you, Hans. And your screen is shared, so just take it away.
Thank you very much, Magnus. Nice to be here. So my name is Hans Nottehed. I'm the CEO and founder of the company called Vourity. And we will focus on getting paid for the services and getting access to the services like electrical vehicle chargers and so forth. We are actually a SaaS or cloud platform for any kind of self-service payments, sales and access. So where you want to get paid for services but not have any human interaction. And one of the cases here is electric vehicle charging, where it's actually easier today to charge your fossil car than it is to charge your electric vehicle car. There is some kind of strange social experiment going on when you charge your car. You have to use either any number of RFID tags to start the charging, or you have to use any number of mobile apps. And I often speak to people that have something like 15, 20, 30 RFID tags, membership cards, and different apps that is needed to actually start the charging stations. And it has actually gone so far that both the Swedish government and several other countries in Europe have started looking at legislations to require the charging operators to provide something called open payments. So that's where we come in. We try to make it easier to charge your car and hopefully also gain some money on it. So what we provide is a solution for what we call open payment methods. So we think that if it's easy to charge and if it's easy to pay, that will actually drive the transition towards greener mobility. As it is today, when you are buying an electric car, one of the worries for a new EV driver is, how do I actually charge? This is changing the behavior from the traditional way of using a fossil car. Everyone knows how that works, but actually charging an electric car is a new thing that you have to learn. And the major hassle is, how do I actually get the charging started? And I don't know when I approach a charging station if I will even be able to start the charging and get some energy. But our approach is to provide basically similar as fossil fuel stations, where we have the option to pay with normal credit cards, as well as mobile payments like Swish, Vipps, Mobile Pay, and so forth, depending on the country you're in. So we provide payment terminals, in this case a Paybox, which allow customers to select the charging station that they want to charge from, and then pay with whatever payment method they already have. So there is no need to download any new apps, no need to have any pre-registered RFID tags or memberships and so forth. You can use memberships if you like, perhaps you get a discount if you're a member, but if you're an ad hoc customer, there is no need to have anything pre-registered or doing any sign-up process when you approach the charging station. Especially if it's dark at night, you have your hungry kids in the car, the tolerance for actually downloading and registering in a new app is very, very low. So this is the Paybox, which is sort of similar to the called wall box for EV chargers for parking garages and typically smaller installations where you have wall mounted things. But we have recently also launched what we call the Pay Station, which is the same payment terminal, but this is a freestanding payment terminal that you can use in open charging sites, for example, for fast chargers or open parking areas where you have scattered EV charging stations. One payment terminal can control multiple charging stations, so you don't need one payment terminal per charging station, but you can actually use one Pay Station to control multiple chargers. And it's also the case that in many cases on charging sites, you want to combine perhaps normal charging or standard speed charging with fast charging. So with our solution, you can actually combine all kinds of charging stations and charging types and speeds as you like, depending on the installation, and from all different brands as well. Being in the smart energy topic today, we also obviously are subject to load balance issues. So the grid is one of the topics where we are able to get signals and control signals from the grid saying that you have to reduce the load of the chargers and the car charging that's going on. And then we have the interfaces to the grid to allow to reduce the current charging energy and so forth to the charging stations, but also doing local power control, for example, with any local installations or energy meters and so forth, depending on what's available on the site. And in either case, when you do either local or grid controlled load balancing, we actually control the payment for the charging session to the customer. So the customer will only pay for the actual usage of energy that they're using. So if we reduce the power to the car, then of course the customer will pay less than if they got full energy. It has to be a fair billing to the customers, and we manage all of this. Of course, it's a cloud-based service. The cloud is nothing that the EV driver sees, but the operators have a cloud-based service where they manage everything. You can keep track of the energy usage, all the sessions, but also, of course, all the payments, handling all the operational side of payment transactions and whatever questions that the customers might have. And one other aspect is that when you charge your car, you're typically stuck there for at least 20, 30 minutes or even more. So what should you be doing with that time? So when we talk to charging operators, we are looking at transforming the charging sites into marketplaces. So we're not only focused on getting paid for the charging itself, but actually providing new revenue streams, for example, by using what we call paid access. So you can give customers access to co-working rooms, public restrooms, sports arenas, car wash, delivery boxes, and so forth, which you manage in the same payment platform as you do with EV charging. So all kinds of revenue streams that you create on your site, you can manage in the same solution. It could also, for example, be vacuum cleaning. It's always nice to have a clean and good car. And if you're there 20 minutes, why not use the time to drive away with a nice clean car? Or perhaps get a coffee or snacks or fika or something, so you're energized as a person as well when you drive away. We're also very proud. This is how happy I get when we win an award for the best product. This is from October this year, where we won the Detector International Award for the best product from the security industry. The prize was very heavy, so it has to be important. We are very much focused on sustainability and focusing on a couple of the UN global goals. We see our platform as a way for people to actually create new businesses as a toolbox, and with that being able to support their families and the local community. And also using our platform for creating various types of sharing economy services by using existing resources instead of producing new ones. So with that, if you find this interesting, happily get in touch with me, and let's see if we can do something.
Great. Thank you, Hans. Yeah, I didn't mention that before, but after the event, you will all get an post-event email with all the contact details for all the speakers, so you don't have to make a lot of notes. Hans, tell us something about financing of status of your company or investors and things like that.
Up until now, we have been self-financed, so we have had the benefit of being able to develop the company as we see fit and as we like. But I guess we will probably have to bring in external financing at some point, perhaps next year or the year after, to scale up with the crazy expansion that's happening now in EV charging.
How are you? I know you're already out internationally, but how are you looking at that? Are you looking for partners or customers or?
Definitely partners. We typically sell through partners and not direct to end customers, and that could be installation companies, operators, and so forth. But we are also primarily focused on Europe to start, but at some point we will seek to get global dominance. Already today we're obviously in Sweden, but also in Denmark, UK, France, from next week also in Switzerland. So we're also already growing outside the local markets.
Great. So I think we'll leave you there. Thank you so much.